You are welcome back from the break. Our next concept in the introduction to spreadsheets is to look at the data types of spreadsheets. In all, there are 3 types of data for spreadsheets, which are text, values, and formula. Let us look at each of these. Text. Texts are any combination of characters that you type on the keyboard. These include or may include symbols such as the @, $, or numbers, or letters and spaces. A text data refers to any data you enter not to be used for any form of computational purpose. What this tells us is that when we type anything on our keyboard into a cell and we do not intend to use what we have typed to compute any results, then what we have typed would be considered as falling under the text data type. So if I type Kofi and I don't want to use Kofi to compute anything, Kofi will be seen as what? Text. If I type 111 and I do not intend to use 111 to compute any results, then that number that I have entered is considered as text. If I enter symbols and I do not intend to use them to compute any results, then all of them can be seen as text. In Excel, text aligns to the left by default. The next data type is values. Values are numbers that represent quantity, amount, date, or time. Any form of numbers you enter into a cell for calculation purposes is said to be of value data type. In spreadsheet, values can include 0 to 9, the addition and subtraction, and brackets, and the other symbols that you find on your screen. Therefore, if I enter a number such as 111 and I intend to use that number to compute a result, that number would be seen as value. But if I do not intend to use it to compute a result, it is text. Value aligns to the right in spreadsheet program by default. The last data type in spreadsheet is formula. Formulas are statements that performs a calculation within the spreadsheet program. We can also explain a formula to be an expression given to a spreadsheet program to compute a result. Remember that a formula always begins with an equal sign. The equal sign is used to indicate to the computer that whatever follows after the equal sign must be used to compute an expected result. But if you forget to bring the equal sign, whatever you enter there into the cell will be seen as text. In spreadsheet, a formula may contain the following: cell references, arithmetic operators, values, and Excel built-in functions. We will look at functions in one of our subsequent lessons. Kindly note that computed results in spreadsheet applications always align to the right by default. But of course, you can choose a different alignment for them as well. Okay, so over here, you can identify some of the data types that we have mentioned. All these contents here, as you can see, are text. These are also text. But these are values. They are values because they are being used to compute some results over here. And these are the formulas that the computer will use to compute and give us the results. In some materials, they refer to these as labels and these as numbers. Technically, that is a wrong assignment of name. The correct name for these type of content is always text, and these are values, not numbers. All right. You heard me mention cell reference. Another name for cell reference is cell address, or we can also call it as cell names. Every cell in Excel has a name. This is a cell, and all these are individual cells. What we are saying is each of these cells is identified with its own name. And how do we identify a cell's name? We identify a cell by its column heading followed by its row heading. So for instance, this cell the name for this cell will be A1. Okay? And the name for this cell here will be B3, because we pick the column heading, then followed by the row heading to be that cell's name. What is the name for this cell? This. Yes, it will be C7. And this one, D4. And this, E6. So that is how we identify cell names of cells. Let us go to the Excel program. As you can see here, we said the name box always displays the name of a cell. Now you notice that this cell's name is what? A1. So you see A1 here. When I click this, the cell's name is E14. When you come to the name box, you see what here? E14. If I click this, what is the cell's name? H9. H9. So that is how we identify cells in Spreadsheet. Let us create our first workbook. Remember that we said that a workbook contains worksheets, and any file we create in spreadsheet programs are called workbooks. Let us look at the procedure for creating a new workbook. 1. Click the File tab, or you can select the File tab. When you do so, the backstage view will appear. 2. Select New, or click New, and then click Blank Workbook. Once you do so, a new blank workbook will appear. Let us demonstrate this. So let's assume I have some content here. Okay, I have this information here and I want to create a new workbook. We are told to click File, and then click New, and then click Blank Workbook. Once we do so, we have created a new workbook. Okay. Okay. Now let us enter some information into the workbook that we created. Let me reduce this and put this side by side. Move it here. So we are told to enter the information as we have here. Alright, so up here we have name. I'm pressing the tab key. We have, okay, so when I press tab, I move to the next cell. I've entered math. I'm pressing tab again. I'm typing English. Pressing tab again. I'm typing science, ICT. And then we have total. Okay, I'm using the pointer to click this, and we are typing Samuel Arthur over here. I'll press enter. Now when you type, you notice that it looks as if whatever text we typed into A2 has spilled over into B2. In our eyes, that is how we see it, but in reality, it is not so. Any information you type into a cell is contained within that cell. For instance, if I click A2, you see that the content in A2 is Samuel Arthur. But if I click B2, you see there's nothing in there. What we have to do, if you want to display the full name within the A column without spelling into the next column, what we do is we have to put the mouse pointer on the borderline between A and B. When you put the pointer there, you notice that your pointer symbol changes to what you see now. When it does change, press and hold on the left mouse button and then drag it towards your right, as you can see me do. Once I do that, I have expanded the column. Let me expand it further. Okay, I've expanded the column so that every content is displayed on screen as within the individual cells that the content is entered in. Okay, so let me enter this one, Constance Dakwan. Okay, press enter. What we have here, Stacy, answer. Then we have Christopher Darko. Okay, we have 50 here, enter. 67, enter. 82, enter. 66. So this is simply how we enter content into Excel. It's nothing strange. 89, enter. 77, 58, 57. Okay, then we have 60, 68, 54, 43, and 64. Over here we have 70, 85, 85, 71, 64. Alright, so we have entered content into the worksheet. After entering data into the worksheets, we need to save. Let us look at how we can save the contents that we have created so that the information remains as permanently, in order that a file called workbook is created on our storage medium. The steps for saving a workbook are given to us as follows. 1. Click the File tab. 2. Click the Save As at the backstage view. 3. Choose where to save the file and give it a file name. Now, to save the workbook to your computer, you have to select Computer, then click Browse. And once you click Browse, the Save As dialog box will appear. The next step is to select the location where you want to save the workbook. Then afterwards, you enter the file's name for the workbook and then click the Save button. Okay, so let us look at the procedure. You click File, then you click the Save As option here, and then it must be on computer. Let's say if you come and this is here, no, you choose computer option in the Save As options here, and then you click Browse. Then you can locate where you want to save it. Okay, so by default, if you don't change the location, it will be in the Documents folder. So on this dialog box, now you type the name you want to give your file. So for instance, I will type Excel Practice 1. Once you have typed the name, you click the Save button. Once you do that, your workbook is saved and the name you assigned appears on the title bar. Okay, so that's how we save our workbook. We have already learned that a spreadsheet file created and saved in MS Excel and any other spreadsheet program is known as workbook. The file extension for a workbook created in the MS Excel 2007 and above versions is .xlsx. For earlier versions of Excel, the file extension for them was .xlx alone. I hope you've had a good experience in our first session in Excel. We shall meet again in the next session to learn how to create formulas. Have a great day.